Hello, anybody who's watching the replay. Nobody's in yet for the live stream, but if you're watching the replay, I'm glad you're here. And I'm, I'm just gonna show some stuff and maybe do some playing. Um, but I'm gonna wait till some more people get in here. Hi, Riri. I'm glad you're here. And thanks for the thumbs up. Hi, Brittany. I'm glad you're here. Whew, I had to rush just to get here, so I'm kind of just relaxing for a second. Oh, I'm glad I was able to come on today too. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to because the guys from the internet company did not show up last night like they said they would. Turns out there was a big snafu with whoever did the scheduling. They scheduled it on everybody's page except the technician who had to do it. So, anyway, they're coming tomorrow afternoon. So, hi, Sharon. I'm glad you're here. I got some stuff at a thrift store, and then I got some happy mail. And yeah, I missed being here yesterday, and I could have come because the guys never showed up. But I didn't know that. I figured I'd come get out here and then they'd show up. So anyway, it is what it is. And I'm here today, so but my air conditioner is not on. Let me do something about that because it is really warm in here. I had it on energy saver, which was saving energy and not cooling it down. Hi, Linda. Hi, Julie. I'm glad y'all are here. Yeah, that's what Hannah said. She said, you should go on out there, Mom, and go live, and then they'll come. But it's a hassle to get everything brought out here and stuff, and so I didn't. Anyway, I needed to probably rest my arm some. I'm trying to rest it as much as I can. When it's amazing how much stuff goes, you do when you're just trying to drive. And I've been driving a lot this morning, so it's a little tired right now. Um, so we're not going to do a ton of art, but we'll do a little bit of playing in a little bit. I'm going to start with let's move this for a minute with some stuff I got at a thrift store. Well, I've got this. Let me just show you. I don't know if you can even tell, but there's this place on my wrist right here, and it's swollen um, right in there. And so it hurts, like my thumb and my wrist, all in this area hurts. Um, and so it's been that way for months, and see if that will help. And sometimes I think it's really helping, and sometimes I don't think it is. So, it's one of those things where, um, but I've tried two different braces, and this one I think does the best job. So I don't know if it's carpal tunnel or if it's just there is some swelling, but I don't have any numbness or tingling. And most people I know who had carpal tunnel, that was their complaint, is tingling and numbness, and I don't have that. So I'm thinking it's not carpal tunnel. I think I've just done too much spinning. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I haven't been spinning for a few days, and that's really hard. But oh, I got to show y'all one thing. I don't know how many of you have actually seen me. Hi, Mindy. Seen me diz stuff off of the fibers. I found these at Walmart. Um, they're just buttons. And this one has little tiny holes, but it also has kind of that concave shape, just a little bit. And it's ceramic, or ceramic coated, enamel coated or something. It looks like enamel coated wood. And then this one is a bigger version. So it has bigger holes. They didn't have one made like this. I really love these. They didn't have one made like this in a medium size. So I got this. Come on. Oh, of course, this one has wire. The other ones did not have wire. I don't know why they decided the little lightweight metal one needed to be held on. I mean, wooden would need to be held on with metal, and this one was okay with just a piece of string. But anyway, here's another one that has a medium size hole. So I've got 3 sizes of holes in pretty things I can use to diz with. And all 3 of them together cost me less than buying one diz off of Etsy. So I'm happy. That made me happy. I found that this morning when I was looking at some stuff from Ethan. So there's that. I think I have overworked it. I think that's what it is. I just need to be patient, and everything I do, you use this motion to do all kinds of things, or pushing, like pushing the seatbelt on. That's the hand I use to push my seatbelt on, and I usually do it with my thumb. So I've been doing it with this finger because these 2 fingers hurt as bad. It makes my thumb hurt when I use these 2 fingers as much as my thumb. But this finger, I can push the seat, and that's kind of hard to do, pushing the seatbelt thing in with this little finger here. But anyway, there's that. I got this. I got too much stuff. That's my next project, cleaning that out right there. I got this stuff at the thrift store, and I thought, I mean, when you look at it, you think leather working tools, right? So we got some tools. But I don't think these are leather working tools. I think these are for making flies for fly fishing. Now this is just a little pair of pliers that's, could be used for anything, I guess, if it worked. They're broken, so. But the reason I say this is for fly fishing is because there were these spools of fly fishing thread in there. So, I don't know. I don't do fly fishing. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know anybody to give those to, or else I would. But where's that? But I really liked this. Somebody it's an old wooden tool that somebody put some wire around it to kind of try to restabilize it. I think that's cool. And then I did definitely need this tool. Okay, where is it? There we go. I did need this tool, and I don't know what this tool would cost. I don't know, but this is a tool that you take and you use a hammer or something, and you poke holes so that you can sew. And so I'm excited to have this tool, and I'm excited to have this. And then here's some thread that's for binding leather. So all of that right there is worth the money I spent on it. Even if I don't keep these other things, I will keep the threads, but I won't be tying flies with them. So that stuff's good. These things, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. There's a little bit of leather in here. I I could make a little journal with that piece. This stuff is, I don't know, it might make a strap or something. It might not be useful at all. This is some kind of fur. I'm not sure what kind, and I'm not sure what it was, why it's in here. I have no idea. If you put it around your head from the back like this, with these going over your ears and this around the back of your neck, it'll actually fit around my head and over my ears. So it could be put into a cap. I mean, a hat. I could crochet a hat and put this on it if I wanted to. I don't know that I will, but I could. It could actually become useful. And then this is just some leather that somebody glued together. And this piece might work as a strap for something. Whoops, sorry. So I'll keep that piece too. This one, I don't know. There is a piece on our spinning wheels that this might be used for, so we'll see. Hey, Barbara, I'm glad you're here. Anyway, I got my money's worth out of that little package, even though it turned out to not be everything I thought it was. So it was kind of a mystery thing, mystery package. I'm glad everybody's here too, Barbara. You and you and you and you and you. Okay, this, I think I need to put somewhere where it won't accidentally get poked into somebody, because that's very sharp. Probably that needs to go with it though. Okay. These, I don't know what to do with these. Right now, we're just going to stick them back in there. And then I got, that's how I muddle through too, Barbara. I got these. There's, these are Rembrandt soft pastels, but it's just a box like of one color. And there's only 3 in there, but they're green. They're kind of a olive green. And so I don't know if Hannah has that color in her Rembrandts or not, but I thought I could give her one if she doesn't. And the box is cute too. So hey, your eyes are going over those crocheted vests. Yeah. I don't have a place to put anything, y'all. I found this also there. The books were $1, and I thought it might be fun to make this vest, but do it in a bigger gauge yarn, and then it might actually fit me. If I make it in a big yarn, it might actually fit me. But it's got 3 different shirt patterns, and then this vest. And I don't know what size the vest is sized for, but, or what they're showing here, but they do have instructions for small, medium, large, and extra large. So if I wanted to, I could even do it in, you know, in the thread like they've done it, but I wanted to do it in some of my hand spun yarn. So that's a thought. It's something I've got. I don't know when I'll get around to it or not. Hey, Shelly, I don't know if I said hi to you or not, but I'm glad you're here. And then I got this book. It says a workbook for tests and measurements in physical education. And I'm going to see when it was. It's from 1974, but it's just, you know, school tests. And actually it is for the teacher to learn how to grade kids in PE. Yeah, which I think is hilarious. But anyway, I thought it might be fun to put into junk journals for $0.25. Barbara says, I knitted pullover sweaters about 20 years ago, and Linda is starting to pester me for another one. Not sure about being able to do that anymore. Well, maybe you need to try. But maybe that vest would be better. Yeah, nice pages for collage. I agree. And then I got this one. It says 12 full color transparencies and 24 duplicating pages. I don't know if there are any transparencies actually in here, but it's got these come on. It's got this kind of brown paper and the white paper. And I just thought that was interesting. Oh, there are some transparencies actually in here. What do you know? Anyway, for $0.25, I thought I would see if I could figure out what to do with it. And then I got this. And it cost 8 cents when it was new. And it belonged to Miss Ona Danenpo or something like that. Anyway, I was going to see if it had a date. I don't see a date on it anywhere. But it's Consider the Lilies, which I think is a lovely song. Anyway, I thought for $0.25 I need that for my junk journals, right? For collage, for whatever. And here's a collection of Bach. This one belonged to Gladys Davenport. And it cost 60 cents when it was new. Let's see if it'll give us a date on it. It just says design copyrighted, and that's all it says. So this design is copyrighted. Okay. Anyway, I don't see a date on it, but oh, looky there. Panhandle Hereford Breeders Association in Amarillo, Texas. I don't know if this is if this person wrote these poems or if it's the words to this music. I don't know. It says love letters in the sand. On a day like today, we pass the time away writing love letters in the sand. You laughed when I cried each time I saw the tide take our love letters in the sand. You made a vow that you would always be true, but somehow that vow meant nothing to you. Oh, it turned sad. I hate it when that happens. Anyway, love letters in the sand. You call it madness, guilty, good night, sweetheart, and it's the girl. So these are words to songs. I don't know if they're the songs that go with this music or not. But anyway, interesting. And this is Flemish Dance piano solo with for 4 hands. So I guess that means you need 2 people. This one has been well loved. Copyright 1893 by White Smith Music Publishing Company. So this is a really old one. That was worth $0.25 for sure, even as dilapidated as it is. This also belonged to Gladys Davenport. And then I got some little bits of scrapbook paper. I don't typically buy scrapbook paper, but when I find some that is kind of vintagey looking, I'm happy. And for $1.41, I got all of this. And it's relatively thin, so I think it can be used a lot of different ways. Sometimes they're so thick, they're hard to use. So that was cool. But this is the most amazing thing I found. I don't even know I don't even know for sure 100% what it is. I think that these are railroad maps, but I'm not positive. There's a few little pieces of paper at the beginning, and then there are these. And it's funny because the front is all aged, but the back is not, which has to have something to do with the printing process, I think. Garden City District, Colorado Division. I think all of these are from Colorado, somewhere in Colorado. But just looking at it, I'm thinking it's railroad track stuff. Um, Me too, Barbara. Hannah was like, "Oh, mom," because she loves maps too. Anyway, I just and there's a bunch of them in there, so don't know what I'm gonna do with those, but I thought it was cool. I couldn't leave it behind. And then I found this. It has a soft pad on the back. I don't know what it's for. I didn't check. See if it's no, it's not magnetic. So I'm not sure what that's for, but it was a nice little tray. So I got it because this fit in it real nicely. Um, anyway, that's my thrift store stuff. Oh, let's put these things on here. Oh. And then my husband and I went to Ollie's. Honestly, I don't go there very often, but every once in a while they send me a 15% off coupon for my whole order, or however you say that, for my whole purchase. And they sent one of those. So we went, we bought a few things. Darren got some books, and I got these things. I got these napkins. They're $1.99, $1.89. And they look like, let's open them up. So let's see. Isn't that pretty? So you can use, you could use the word, you could use this image, you could use this. I think these will be very useful. They're very big though, which I hesitated because they are so big, but I did go ahead and get them because, nice Christmassy napkins. That's right. And I don't have a ton of Christmas stuff, but I do want to make a Christmas journal. So, okay, I'm not going to put that back in there because it makes my hand hurt. And then I got this book. This was also at Ollie's, and it was $5.99. And then, of course, I had 15% off. But let's just look kind of through it because I just barely glanced at it. But I thought some of you might have an Ollie's and you might want this book. So anyway, it talks, about a bunch of different kinds of birds. And it has photographs, and as well as drawings. And that piqued my interest when I could see a photograph and a drawing, both. Of course, they're not too into that page, but back here, I think, are the ones I like the best because they're smaller birds. Anyway, I thought for glue booking, this would be really nice. Anyway, I like the combination of the photographs and the drawn birds. Anyway, it's originally it says their price $15.99, our price $5.99, but printed on the book it says US $23.95, UK $14.99 pounds. So anyway, I just letting y'all know that those are at Ollie's. Yeah, they would be cool, wouldn't they, Sherry? I found this too, and they had like 4 or 5 different paper books. One was flowers, one was faith-based, one was, I can't remember what the other one was. Cooking? I'm not sure. Anyway, there were 3 or 4 that were like magazine size, but everything inside them was finished. I mean, some of it you could color, but a lot of it was just images of cards and things, and they were completely finished, which I like to make my own, so I didn't want those. But these, well, they show you in the back some ways that you can use these papers. You know, projects that you can make out of them. And then they've got some that you could cut out. Whoops. And it's interesting how the front looks like this, the back looks like this. You know, they've got different, it's like scrapbook paper, but they're mostly patterns in this book and not flowers and things. Then it's got these things that are on cardstock. It doesn't want to stay open. Anyway, it's got a whole bunch, you know, a bunch of different color palettes. I really like that one. And this one. And then right here, this is wrapping paper that they, you know, made a belly band and stuck this wrapping paper in there. And there's that one and that one and this one, which is interesting to me. I'll use it like I use all the others, but, and they do have some cards in here. But you could actually, you know, add stuff onto these or add these into stuff. These are postcard size, and then these are something smaller than an ATC. Some more postcard size. Anyway, I felt like this book was the most usable one for me, for the way I like to do things, of the ones that they had. The big ones that were magazine size were skinnier than this, but they were bigger. And they were $3.99. I think $3.99. This one was $4.99. And its US price is $29.99. Canada's 30 something. Let me see. $37.99 in Canadian dollars. Anyway, their price was $4.99, and then I got 15% off. So it's got some words. Oh, these punch out here. Oh, that's weird. They're not very, they're barely, hi Janice, I'm glad to see you. And Sherry, I've been talking to you, but I don't think I actually said hello. I'm glad you're here. Perforated. They're barely perforated, but you can punch them out. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. They would be fun to use as backgrounds or, you know, to doodle on or in collage or whatever. So I just wanted to show you all those in case you live near an Ollie's and you're interested. But like I said, the other ones were really pretty. They were actually in some ways prettier than this one, but there was so much in the other ones that wasn't usable for me, whereas this one was, more usable, I think, for the kinds of things I do anyway. Okay, let me move this out of the way too. And then I've got some happy mail. Ah. I'm going to start with these. This came from Beth. Isn't it cute? I thought I had opened that, but I haven't, so I will. Let's see. Oh, my brain, my brain. I had covered up the address, my address, and taken hers off, so that's why I guess I thought I had opened it, but it says, have a bountiful season. This is a VeggieTales eyes. I might be wrong, but I think those are VeggieTales eyes. Or, I don't know, maybe M&M's? I'm not sure, but that's cute. And then there's some cute papers. Those are fun too. Thank you, Beth. I don't think she's here, but I love it. And there's fun little bits. And I think we'll make a page with those. Let's just go ahead so I can actually do something. Trying to decide. It says Boo on the back. I love her Beth Schuler handmade with love stamp. So that's going to have to be tucked into a pocket. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, okay. Let's see what would go best to use as a pocket. I think I'm going to use this one because it doesn't really compete with it the way these other ones might. That's true, Sherry. Okay. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I started to get the other ones just to show y'all, and then I thought, I really don't need to be doing that. I don't have a place to put something that I'm not sure I'm going to use. And I need to be getting rid of stuff that I already have and not buying more stuff. So I should have inked that. But I didn't, and it's too late now. We'll just tuck it right there. Start your Zentangle. Okay, that sounds good. I'm trying to decide if I want to. That's really cute right there. Let me see if I can find, if I can reach my punch. Oh. Wow, believe it or not, I could actually reach one. I don't know if it's the right size or if it'll work or not. It's really too big. I really need the smaller one. I do, and I can't reach it. So we're just going to skip that, and we'll save these for another time. Could you draw stitch marks instead? Yeah, that's a great idea. Let me put the lid on this. Oh, I laid it down and glue was just leaking out. Not a good plan. Okay. Yeah, let's draw some stitches. Smooth that out of the way. After I get these things put into my book, I'm going to show y'all the weaving I've been working on. It's already the 26th. Good grief. Thanksgiving's going to be here before you know it. Before you know it. Okay, and then, anyway, thanks again, Beth, if you're listening, or if you're watching later or whatever. And this came from Esther Thompson. Isn't that pretty? It says Perfectly Happy. And the title of it is Fall Flowers. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one and the one she sent me last time on a page. Now that I have her address. I think, though, I need to make some pockets for those so they can be tucked in and not these papers, they're cardstock papers. That's a little too bold, but I could ink them. They were in there as support, you know, and they're cut about as straight as I cut things. Let's see if we can make them into pockets that look fallish. Okay, that side looks straighter than this side. Well, actually, I don't think they're as crooked as they look. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and take off. Yeah, I think they're actually pretty straight. They just, for some reason, look crooked. Maybe that's why I cut everything crooked, because I'm trying to make it look straight. They are pretty ATCs, aren't they? Okay. Let's ink them up. Where's my... Oh, here, we'll use this. We will use this. I'm gonna I don't think that actually did what I was wanting to do. I'm wanting to make it look like fall. That's better. And then, hi Janice, I'm glad you're here. We're going to use this pocket for this one. And then we're going to use some turquoisey stuff on this one. Oh, well, that now looks green. Hi, Jacqueline. Taco Tuesday. Yay. Let's see what this does. That turns almost the same color green. Isn't that weird? It's a different color, but okay, let's do some black with it. Okay, the pockets aren't nearly as pretty as the stuff I'm putting in them. So I guess that's good. Definitely not going to take the focus off of the goodies that are going to go inside. I need to add something onto them. I need to save these because this says organic elements. This one says organic elements. This one says organics elements. I guess they just had more room on that one. I don't know why they put an S on it and not the other ones. Anyway, I had thrown those away, but I'm going to save them. I first thought I was going to stick that on one of these. I think I may put that right here and let it just frame it. Or maybe Maybe it should just go on the page. So let's ink it a little bit too while we're inking. I'm going to ink with a green since that turned green. Okay. I got to think of something to put on here. I got to get a drink first though. Okay, we're just going to do this. Okay. Should I color in those? Should I color in the leaves or leave them like this? What do y'all think? Hi, Malia. I'm glad you're here. Think about that while I draw another leaf over here. Okay, I can't. Leave it like it is. Okay, thank you, Julie. Okay. Kind of messed that one up a little bit. Barbara says she could see a little white in those leaves on the green card. Interesting. I don't know if I have a little white. I think since it's fall, I'm going to leave them this way and just let them be dark. Partly because I'm not sure what white to use. Okay. I'm going to put this pocket down here, and I'm going to put quite a bit of glue on the bottom so that it's a short pocket so that the people can. I like the size of the pocket. I mean, I like the size of the rectangle, but I don't want the peoples to be completely hidden. Wink of Stella. That would be cool. I don't have any, but it would be cool. There's that. Okay, I'm going to do this one kind of the same way. And then I don't know where to put the words. If this goes like this. This goes like this. Yeah, let's do it like that. That way we can read it. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad you're here. Okay. All right. I had to write myself a note there. Okay. Let me make sure I spell this right. I'm going to go ahead and write Artful Esther Thompson because I think that's the name of her channel. I like that. I think it turned out pretty good considering I messed it up. Your brother and his wife came to visit. Oh, how fun. I wish my brother and his wife would come visit. I would really like that. And then I just got this yesterday. Saturday? I'm not sure. From Judy Patton. I love the little goodies. She's put a sheep on there for me. And then there's some more little pumpkins and things. Very fallish envelope. Look at that cute card. Happy fall. Fall's my favorite time of year. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's true. Boo! Have a great fall. Judy Patton, God's blessings. Well, thank you so much, Judy. I love it. Oh, how cool is this? She sent me a copy of probably a newspaper article. It says Craft Castle. The Craft Castle is currently doing a good business in patriotic craft supplies. Here, sales representative Julie Patton displays some of the store's red, white, and blue products. Isn't that cool? She said, this was about 40 years ago. I'll be 79 in November. I hope you don't mind if I tell people your age, Judy. We're proud of reaching ages at this point. Oh, that's so neat. Thank you so much for sending me that little piece of your history. I love it. I love it, love it. And I'm going to put this. Excuse me, just a second. Sorry. Hi, Barbara Chicken Pot Pie Society. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to put both of these in a pocket. And I think I'm just going to make that pocket out of this envelope because that's really cute. Let me see if I can get some of these other stickers off here, and we'll just move them and decorate this side. Put some little pumpkins down here by the sheepy. And I want to use some of these too. Just a second, I'm going to punch them out. Oh, if I can reach that punch. Yeah. Oh, I don't think so. Okay, I'm going to save her address. I know I've got it written down somewhere, but I'm not sure exactly where I put it. So, now then, let me cut this. I'm going to leave the rest of this on here because it makes it stronger, even if it's, cut into. But I'm going to take these leaves. She stamped some leaves on there. And I'm going to take these leaves that are stamped and I'm going to cut those out. But let's, actually, I think I'm going to cut this shorter. No, I'm going to fold it and that'll, I don't want the address to show. That'll strengthen up the top of it. There we go. We'll glue that down. Okay. That needs to be glued to as well. Oh, well. There we go. Okay. Now then, I want to ink this real quick. Ink it up. Because it's no longer an envelope. It's now a pocket. I'm going to put a little bit extra ink under this sheepy's feet. He can be on the heel. King of the mountain. There we go. What a cute little pocket. Yeah, I got some fun stuff. I need to glue this stuff down here because otherwise it'll it'll not work so great. Okay. Now then, I think I'm going to put this in like this. I'm going to go ahead and make this a whole pocket because I don't want it falling out. And I'm going to tuck this behind it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Hi, Dana. Good to see you. Hi, Jude. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Hmm. Tuck that right there. Tuck that little note behind it. That is so cool. I feel special that she sent me that. That's so neat. Okay. Now to try to cut this. And I have the perfect size little punch. Just can't reach it. Because I still have piles in front of that shelf. You'd think this would be incentive, wouldn't you? Oh, I've just heard it doing too much stuff and not resting it when I should have. And so I'm trying to rest my wrist and this thumb. Um, I'm not really doing a good job of it, as you can tell, because here I am using it. But I have at least learned to take my fingers to my thumb instead of my thumb to my fingers. So I guess that's helpful. One part of it didn't get inked, so I'm gonna have it going right off the edge of the page here. Yep, I like it. Yeah, Tanya, I think she'll be doing that all week. So, um, the painter guys didn't get finished as soon as they thought they were going to, so she has to be over there today. Um, there we go. Love it, Judy. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. Well, see, and I was going to blame it on your keyboard or your phone or your something else and not your own typing. Okay, and then I got this in the mail. I think Friday or Saturday. I got this in the mail, and this is from Lori, Paint Girly Lori sent this to me. And isn't it awesome that I don't think I've ever got a package in the mail. This came from MrArt.com. I've never gotten anything from MrArt.com. But I've never gotten a package in the mail that actually had green stuffing paper. Isn't that awesome? I was so excited. I didn't even know what was in here because I had forgotten. She said she was sending me something. And I thought, oh, that's cool paper. And 3 nice pieces of that paper. This is stronger than the green paper I have. So I'm excited. But this is what she sent me. And it's green too. Yay. It's some of that walnut ink in the eucalyptus color. Wasn't that really cool for her to send that to me? I was complaining that I had run out of it and I was trying to find more but couldn't. And she found it and sent it to me. When I used this the other day, that's when she did that. So cool, so cool. So we're gonna put a stencil on a page and spray it. Yay. So let's find a page. I want one that's actually pretty plain. There, how about that one? Let's put this behind it. There's nothing on this side in case it goes through, so that's good. Yeah, she did good. That was very sweet of her. Very, very sweet. And I think, where is it? I was going to use the same one I was using when she ordered it. Hum. Where did I put it? Put it up to dry somewhere. Oh my. Well, all right. We'll use this one. Because this was, I got this at the same time as the one I was using on my other page. If I do it that way, though, I will end up with a mess because it won't be able to lay down. So we're going to do it like this. And we'll just use some of this green paper here. To cover this side. Okay, Lisa. Can y'all tell I'm having troubles? Oh, how funny. Okay. I'm going to spray this, a couple of sprays in the trash can. Just. Okay. Yep, got it on me. And it looks browner in the camera. It's green. It is green. It's a dark green, but it looks browner in the camera. So let's pull this over and soak up some of that. There we go. We can do something with this later. Yeah, I was too fast, Julie, but I did at least do something similar to what you wanted. Anyway, I think that's beautiful. I'm going to dry it a little bit. I'm going to mute while I dry. Okay. I don't know if you can see. It still looks a little browner in the camera, but compared to this, it's green. Sorry. Okay, I love it. I can't remember Lori's last name, and it wasn't on the paper, so I'm just going to write Paint Girly Lori. There we go. Eucalyptus walnut ink. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm just going to set it right up here so I can grab it anytime I want. You think Lori's last name is Lightbulb? Well, I don't know. I had a friend when I was growing up whose name was Lightfoot. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We know who she is. That's what matters. And I love that. And that's a beautiful page, just like it is. I'm going to leave that open though. Maybe not there. Okay. She may not want us to know, Teresa. These papers I'm going to keep. This box, I might save it to send something out in it. Lori Delp, yes. Thank you, Barbara. I knew I was supposed to know her last name. That's it, Lori Delp. you are, Lori. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for my pretty green spray. Did you? I'm assuming you were here and you saw the page that I sprayed with it. Well, I knew I had her name somewhere. I just didn't have it easy to grab right now. But that's why we have friends, so they can help us out. Okay, I'm so glad you saw it. I love it. Okay, I love this green paper that came with it. That was cool. That was as good a... Mom, no, it's not as good, but it was good. It's not as good as the spray, but it was good. Anyway, we're going to save these pages. I mean, these pieces, they'll get used. Got to go to the naughty corner because she was hiding out, not telling us she was here. Oh, that's okay. I hide out sometimes and don't let anybody know I'm watching a stream. So, okay. Whew. Oh, I was gonna say, now what was I supposed to do next? I know I had an agenda. I just realized what it is. Let me see. I don't know. That's still wet with stuff, but I don't think it'll mess up my... This is what I've been weaving on. And when I got this little loom, I wasn't sure I was going to like it because it doesn't have anything to hold the heddle up or down like the bigger, more expensive rigid heddle looms have. But I have really, really enjoyed weaving on this little thing. For one thing, you can move the heddle way back here, and that's just really kind of cool, actually. So this is some of my hand spun that I made the warp, and then this is some more that's the weft, and here's the cake of what's left. This is what I call my quilt scraps or crazy quilt yarn. And so here's another shuttle already loaded up. But I'm going to show y'all kind of what the fabric looks like. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what's the easiest way to do it. Okay, let's put that down there. This is what it looks like right now. And all of this is from one skein of yarn, except this. This is just my warp spread. It was some hand spun that Hannah had. Anyway, I think it's turning out really cute. So now I got to roll it back up. And different pieces of the yarn have a different thickness, and so the scarf is not going to be, the same all the way, which I think is fun. But anyway, I think it's fun to use kind of a mixed weft. was going to see if I can, let's move this way a little bit. I don't really like y'all having to see me, but I can't get the, I can't weave with it. I can't get it any further that direction because of my, trying to make things look straight. Nothing's straight. Y'all should know that. Nothing's straight. Anyway. So what I do is I just pull the heddle up. And then from this side, I push it down. Too much weft. If you can get it to leave too much and not leave enough, and neither one of those things is good. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. Whoops. I don't usually throw it, but this is usually sitting in my lap and not, well, I did it again. Excuse me. I'm going to pause. I'm going to mute for just a second. Okay, sorry. Anyway, this is weaving at its pretty much its most basic. It's just putting threads over and under, except you have the help of this heddle that has slots and holes. And when you pull up on it, all you get are the slot yarns are pulled up. And when you push down on it, the slot yarns go down. So that changes where you're putting your weft. And this is the weft yarn, warp and weft. Anyway, it's fun to this kind of yarn is really fun to weave with because it changes so often. What you're weaving changes and the texture of the piece changes. I'm definitely going to be making some more of this kind of yarn because I'm really enjoying it. When I made it, I was just using up stuff. I wasn't thinking about what I would do with it. But scarves are a good place to use it. So you alternate up and down. Yes. You alternate up and down. Now, the floor loom that I have in my living room, has 8. It would be like having 8 of these that only have holes. And you just pick up 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them. And like to make a plain weave like this on an 8 shaft loom, like the one I have in the living room, you have to pick up 4 or put down 4. And so, so the way you do it is different, but it accomplishes the same thing. the benefit to the one with all the different shafts that I have in the living room, besides the size of it, is that you can make intricate patterns on it, and it's harder to do, to make intricate patterns on this one. You can do it, but it's harder to do. So when I use, um, right now anyway, when I use a rigid head loom, I just make a plain weave fabric. So I thought I'd finish this shuttle off, and then I would start the other one so you can see the change in, moving it to another kind of yarn. It's all off the same skein. It was just spun. Um, and when I spin yarn, most of the time I spin it however it wants to be spun. I don't try to force it to be thicker or thinner than it wants to be spun, because it's just so much harder to try to force it than it is to just do what it wants to do. So when you're changing your spinning to the next little fiber, some of these are thicker than others because that's what that fiber wanted to spin. I've been interested in spinning and weaving since I was in 7th grade, and we had the bicentennial thing at the park near my house, and I saw people spinning and weaving at that. And but I didn't get to do any of it until Hannah was about 10 years old. I think she was 10 years old. We were studying early American history, and I don't know how it came up in the conversation, but it came up in the conversation that um, that they inherit, like a young man would inherit his father's, or an older man, whatever, would inherit his father's woolen suit. And that, they had a good dress and a play dress, or a work dress and a good dress, a Sunday dress, and, everyday clothes. And I mean, Hannah understood that your Sunday clothes are different from everyday clothes, but she didn't understand why they had 3 dresses when she could have 20. And so I decided I wanted to do some spinning. I was just gonna get a little drop spindle and get a little bit of wool and teach her how to spin on a spindle. Of course, I had to learn myself in order to do that. And so when I went looking for the hand cards to card the wool so we could learn how to spin, the lady that sold me the hand cards had a loom that she said she would sell me for $100, a floor loom. It was a 4-shaft floor loom. And it was much smaller than the one that's in my living room right now. But I said, yes, I want it, because I'd always wanted to do it. And we did a little bit of weaving and spinning, but it bothered my back so much. And then I had gotten started doing paper crafting because I couldn't do the spinning and weaving very well with my back. And so I had just kind of given up on the weaving, because my loom was out here in the studio, my bigger loom, and I knew that I had to move stuff every time I wanted to weave on it, but I could only weave a few minutes before my back started hurting, so it just wasn't worth the hassle. And so I just pretty much quit spinning and weaving. In April, I was able to finally find a electric spinning wheel that I could actually afford. And that little electric spinner, y'all have seen me use it. It's the first time I found one that was, under $700 or $800. And so, and it was under $300. And so that was doable for me. And so I got that, and that made me, it was like right after I got that little spinner this friend offered us this big loom, and Hannah really wanted to, the big loom. So we talked to her daddy, and he said we could put it in the living room. And I knew if it was in the living room, I could just go over there and weave on it for 15 minutes and then walk away. And so I got rid of the one that was out here in the studio, which gave me a place to put fiber so that I could card fiber and stuff like that. So it all kind of fed on itself, but it started a long time ago. It just, I hadn't done any of it for a while because of my back. So that's probably a lot longer answer than you wanted. That's probably a lot longer answer than you wanted. Okay, so I just I opened my shed and I put that back through there, and then I'm just leaving it like that. I've got some more of those. Whenever when after I wash this and it shrinks up and does its fulling process, then I'll clip those off right here. But I've left room so it won't come unraveled. And with this one, I'm going to take it through, and then I'm going to pull it like through right here. That way I won't have double threads except a few places. So it won't be, this extra thick. The fun thing about that, Lisa, is that Hannah and I both just fell in love with all of this stuff, and she is so much into textiles anyway, and she's a writer. She wants to write novels, and it's always bugged her since she was young. And we talked about this, that very, very rarely in historical novels do they ever even mention spinning or weaving, even though it was an integral part of daily life. It's like once we got machines, we forgot that they didn't have them, Anyway, so when she writes her stories, she's going to be putting in spinning and weaving into her stories. Whoops. Sometimes especially when this is full, you can catch on a string you don't want. And then you just keep going. Like that. So, anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I did not think when I warped this little loom, I thought I'm going to get tired of that real quick and want to go to the bigger one. I have a bigger rigid heddle loom that has it has places on the side that hold this up or down, and it weaves 18 inches wide. This one weaves about 7.5 inches wide. And so it'll make a bigger piece of cloth. Like I can make dish towels on it, which is the reason I bought that particular one. I can make a scarf or a shawl. And I bought it because I wanted to weave, but I wanted something I could weave in my recliner. It turned out not to be as easy to weave in my recliner as I thought, because you have to pull the shuttles are like this long, and I have to pull them through and pull them out over here. And so it's not as easy to use in my recliner as I thought it would be. I do have a few videos in my weaving playlist that show me using that loom. There's one where I warp it, and then, one or two where I'm weaving on it. But now I'm wanting to go ahead and get that out and finish the warp that's on it and put a scarf on that one too. This one is for one of my friends for her birthday Christmas present. And the other one will be for a different friend for her birthday Christmas present. Both of them have birthdays close to Christmas. So Clover makes a tiny loom. You can make a 4-inch piece Yeah. Just hold on a second. Where did I put that? Hmm. Well, I'm not sure where it is, but I do have, and it may be that same little loom. And then I've also got this. Let's move this over here. This little loom that I want to do tapestry on. I haven't done much on it. This one came from an Etsy store called the Creativity Patch. And she wraps it up in this piece of canvas when she sends it to you. And she actually sends it with the first warp already on it, which I think is a very nice thing to do, especially for people who don't weave a lot or haven't woven, in the past. And you weave it with a needle. And what you do is you take these and you bring them down to the bottom and you bring this one up to the top. And that bows out your board and gives you space to use your needle. I've got some bits of leftover hand spun that I'm planning to use with this to make a tapestry. Um, some of my singles that I did that were left over when I plied, there wasn't enough to do a 2-ply. And for this one, you kind of do this, and then I just use a fork. You can buy a beater for it, but I just use a fork. And you beat it down. And then you have to know where you were last time. So I need to go under. No, I need to go over this one because I went. See right here. I don't know if you can see. Um, I need to go over this one and under this one because I went over this one last time. So you're just doing um, the same thing you're doing, except you don't have the heddle, so you have to do this yourself. You can make string heddles that you would put on a dowel like this that you could pull up and use, but I'm afraid that might be too strong for this little piece of board. Besides, the tapestry stuff is kind of like slow stitching versus sewing. Um, this is the slow stitching version. This is this or the floor loom or the sewing version, the sewing machine version, if that makes sense. And you always have to leave a loop of yarn or over on this one. This one, I left a V of yarn so that you can push it into place and it will be able to do that over and under thing. Yes, it is, Lisa. I'm left-handed too, and I had to teach myself how to do crochet by sitting across the table from one of my mom's friends when I was a little girl and watching her crochet, and then just trying to do what she did without thinking about what my hands were doing, if that makes sense. Um, anyway, it is hard. I agree. Weaving's easier. Weaving isn't right-handed or left-handed, so um, you can just do it without worrying about that. Um, you do tend to start on your dominant side though, and I've noticed that with Hannah when we're working on the same warp, like that in the living room. She helped me warp that loom, and then she started putting in the separation threads, and when she did it, she started from the right. I always start from the left. It doesn't matter whether you start from the right or the left. You just have to know where you started and always, so you know where to start. Um, and so I always set up my loom where I'm using the pedal on the left when I'm putting the shuttle in from the left, and the pedal on the right for the tabby pedals when I'm putting my shuttle in from the right. And then the pattern pedals in between, I just know that I go to the next one. But anyway, I had to take it out and redo it because I'm going to be doing most of that weaving, and I would get confused because she started with the the left-footed treadle with the right-handed shuttle and totally messed me up. Um, so, you know, if you're sharing it with someone else, then it matters. If you're not sharing it with someone else, it doesn't matter whether you do it right-handed or left-handed. And you probably are noticing this, but let me just show you. As I'm weaving with this is a single yarn. It wasn't plied, so it's kind of untwisting as I'm weaving, and that's okay because you can weave your weft can just be fiber. It doesn't even have to be anything. It doesn't have to be plied or twisted. You just have to be able to get it through there. The warp, on the other hand, needs to be strong. Which is why I'm saving all my little bits. See, I've got little bits here of singles. This is Angora bunny singles. This is just wool, but it's what I had left over after I applied, and so I just put them on here. I wish I had a whole bunch of these because that works really nicely. The rest of them are just wound up in little balls. Let me see, where did I put that? Oh, see, I just threw them all on the ground. Okay, give me a second. Good grief, Lisa. And some of them are not even in balls because I've already taken them apart and done other things with them. And some of these are plied. These were just little test skeins or little bits of leftovers after I did something else with them. But like this is a single. It's a big fat singles. Here's this is the singles that was left when I was making this yarn. So as you unwrap this, it's red and then it's green, and I have no idea what's under the green. This is just bits left from other spinning projects. Anyway, I wanted to use, there's some, these were some of Hannah's first singles that this and the purple, that she never did ply. She just gave them to me. So, so that's the kind of thing I'm wanting to use with this loom. And this is something, anybody can do, and it's much more affordable. Well, it's not more affordable than this one was because I got this one for $6 at Goodwill. But if you go online to find these easy weavers, you can find them on Amazon, but they cost about $50. But $50 really isn't bad for a loom. It's just, I would not have bought it for that because I already have other looms. But if I didn't have one, I would start with something like this because $50 is much more accessible than $200 or $500 or whatever. Now, I never spent $500 on a loom because I've been very lucky and people have given them to me for a really good price. But But anyway, this cost, I'm not sure. I want to say about $30, but I'm not positive. So it just kind of depends, you know, what you want to do. And and I wanted to be able to make some little tapestries I could like put on the front of journal covers or something like that. Now, just because it's warped this big doesn't mean I have to make it this big. I could make something just this big if I want to. You could weave on this and make a mug rug, just like that's another thing you can do on here besides scarves is mug rugs. Let me show you one. This is the mug rug. This is the warp, and it's just made into a little fringe. And then the color's the weft. And you could weave these on here. You could make, because you could make it narrower. You just can't make it any wider than I have it right here, right now. So, hi, Mina. I'm glad you're here. So if something like this, makes a good little gift, stuff in a stocking or give to a coworker or something like that. Plus, if you make a set of them, they would be good to, if you make a set of mug rugs, you can give them to someone for Christmas or something. I've done that in the past. Lori says, especially if you don't know if you like it, $50 is a small investment. That's right. It's like buying a spindle to see if you want to spin or not. You don't invest in a $600 spinning wheel without testing something else out first. At least I wouldn't. Well, I might would have if I could have afforded to, because I knew I wanted to spin, but I couldn't afford to, so I made a $2 spindle out of a dowel rod and a little toy wheel, and then I looked for a wheel I could afford. Anyway, you start with what you can afford and make sure you like it before you move on to something that you have to spend more money on. Okay. So do y'all want me to weave some more on this one or put it up and do something else? The rigid heddle loom, the tapestry loom, or do something else? Those are your options. Let's see if anybody has an opinion. Oh, thank you for coming, Linda. Go start some dinner. Yeah. I'm glad you were here. Mindy says work on this. Which one is this? This one? Mina says she has no opinion because she just came in. Lori just wants to hear me talk. Okay, well, I do manage to do that pretty good. Well, I'm going to play with this one a little bit more. If unless somebody specifically wants me to do this one some more. I did enough of this that it's pretty easy to know what's going on with it. So I'm going to move it out of the way. Oh. Okay. Craft a lance. That way I can make more space here. Okay, but I've almost got, I think I can do one more row of this. And then I'm going to, I'm going to try to build a tree in the middle here. And I do not have tapestry weaving skills because I've never woven a tapestry. I've woven some square type, just stripes and squares type tapestry, but I've never tried to weave one that had a scene in it. And I just thought it'd be fun to. Uh-oh, I did it wrong. Okay, we're going to go back. Yeah, this is the tapestry loom. No, see, yeah, okay. I did it wrong, so I ended up taking out 2 rows, which is not good. Anyway, it's not bad. I mean, it happens. If you're not, if you can't rip back and take out, you don't need to be doing fiber arts anything. I'll just say that. Because you're always having to, even if you're sewing, quilting, you have to take things out. Go get something to eat. Okay. Hi, Joan. It's good to see you. Lisa has to get her eyes dilated. Oh, goodness. Been there and done that. When I was young, I had to do it about every 6 months for years because they were trying to decide if I needed glasses or surgery. I mean, they had me in glasses anyway, but they were trying to decide if they needed to do the surgery. And they ended up deciding against the surgery, which I'm glad, because the doctor said the glasses were working, and if I had the surgery, I would still have to wear glasses. So it seemed silly to put me through the surgery and still make me wear glasses. So okay. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay. Now, there are a lot of tapestry looms that are big and they're open in the back. So you can let your extra strings hang out in the back. But that's not this kind. So I'm going to have to let my extra strings just hang out in the front. Okay. What did I have I was going to use for my tree? Maybe it was this. No, it was, I don't actually see it in here. Oh, because it was just brown. Okay, give me a second. Let me look and see if I just set it somewhere because I didn't have this bag out here. I know it's out here somewhere. Hmm. Well, I don't know. I could use this, because it's dark grayish black. It would be a good color, but it's not hand spun, and I wanted to do this in hand spun. Of course, who says my tree has to be? Who says my tree has to be something specific? I've got weird colors in here, so obviously we're not going to make a scene that is perfect. So, okay. There we go. I was going to say, where did it go? Okay, go get a bite to eat. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, this is double. This is double. Okay. We're going to use it doubled because I think it'll work better. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to start. Let's go from back here so at least one of my threads will be. Okay, I don't think I want my tree smack dab in the middle. I think I'm going to start with it over here. Okay. The problem with doing tapestry with the needle is that you have to pull the long length of thread, which ends up being a little more time consuming than if you could just wad this up into a little butterfly and put it under there like a big tapestry loom. Someday I would like to have a big tapestry loom, but I don't have one right now. Okay, what I'm going to do is just go back and forth. Now, I have also seen people do this, excuse me, where they pull these, where like my tree trunk, they pull them tight together and they just wrap the whole thing up here, and then they start wrapping branches and which looks really cool, but you end up with holes in your tapestry. And so I don't think I'm ready for that yet, but it would be fun. Okay. How do you know how much yard to cut off for use? I just pull off what I think I'm willing to put up with, and because you can, I can get some more when I run out. You don't want to do so much that you get fed up with it. Um, because you do have to pull it through every time. Yeah. I'm going to take this down here and wrap it around that, get it out of my way. Let me see if I can bring this down. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier, but okay. Now what I'm doing is just going back and forth with on these same threads to make my tree trunk. And then I'll fill in around the tree later. And you can go wider and and then skinnier and wider. Your tree trunk doesn't have to stay straight all the way up. I guess that's what I'm saying. You can adjust it as you go. I'm going to go up a little ways before I narrow it. It's funny because this gray has some green in it too. And with the tapestry, you want to beat it down so that you don't see the warp threads. You want these to hide. When you're weaving like a scarf, you want to see both threads most of the time. You don't have to. But if you beat a scarf down to the point where you don't see the warp threads, you end up with a really stiff scarf. A tapestry, it's okay for it to be stiff because it's art. It's not something you're going to wear. Of course, you can make an art scarf too if you want. Oh, I don't know if I can get that far or not, but if I don't today, I'm planning to come back on Thursday, and we can get to some branches on Thursday, even if I don't get to them today. Will that work, Mina? If I don't get that far today, because it takes a while. Of course, I could start a branch down pretty low. I guess I hadn't thought about that, but I could. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that because I've never done this before. Okay. Maybe I'll watch some videos between now and next time to see how to do the branches. I should have done that before I did this, but I didn't plan to do this today. I was just showing different kinds of looms you could get at different price points. While we're talking about that, I guess I should go ahead and show you this. You could buy these. I think they were like 3 for $9 or something like that. And you could put your warp on there and weave a little tapestry right in there and hang it. These two holes, you could hang it, put a hanger on it and hang it up somewhere. Or some people use them like to decorate Christmas trees or whatever. So So there's a little loom that wouldn't cost anything, and you could do this same thing on here, except you don't have this back, so you could let your stuff fall out the back. Maybe we'll do one of those sometime too. I got those off of Etsy too. And they have different sets, different amounts of ends per inch. This one is 8 ends per inch. This is 8 ends per inch too, I think. Yeah. This is Flunky Craft Junkie. It's where I got these from on Etsy. Flunky Craft Junkie. And for an even cheaper version, you can cut spaces here and wrap around it, and you could weave your little tapestry right there. And you could leave it like that or not, or you could do it on a wrap around a picture frame. So if y'all want to get some yarn and some cardboard and a needle, we could do this Thursday, and I'll show you all the steps and how to do that. And you can take this one you can take off and tie like this, because if you want to do that, you just wrap it all the way around the board, and then you can tie off your ends, and you could make these bigger. You could make a mug rug on a piece of cardboard if you want to. Yeah. We've taken them to the schools and shown kids even younger than 6th grade how to do it. So, okay, we'll do that Thursday. So everybody get you some cardboard and some scissors and some yarn and a needle. And we will we'll make our own looms and we'll weave on them Thursday afternoon. And you'll be doing kind of the same thing. And you can, those will be, depending on the piece of cardboard you have, you could make a scene on it or not. In order to show you, I'll probably do a bigger piece of cardboard than that one. But you could I've done some, I did one a long time ago where I warped it all the way around both sides and made it into a bag. It's been a long time since I did that, so I would have to remember how to do that. But to make a little tapestry, you could just warp it and then weave it and then cut it off and tie the ends. So that's the one we'll show you first. And then if y'all want to do one where you turn it into a bag, we can do that. Bye, Lisa. See y'all Thursday. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and go in one notch. No, I'm going to go up a little more. And then I'm going to go in one notch on each side to make it a little narrower. Because tree trunks don't just go, most of them don't go straight up. Whatever size needle you can get your yarn through, Janice. You could use something like a tapestry needle. It doesn't even have to have a point. You could use something like this. Just one of those a plastic needle. It doesn't have to have a point. It just needs to be big enough you can put yarn through it and easy for you to handle. So a bigger needle is better, actually. So that's probably what I'll use Thursday. I'm going to leave it out there so I don't forget. Yeah, depending on the size of your yarn. You want to be able to get your yarn through it. That's what's important. And you don't want it to be frustrating for you. So, if you've got one like this that's long and has a big eye, that would be the best. But I've done them with that other one, so it doesn't have to be long with a big eye. I mean, look at this one. This is just a wooden needle. Um, and this is a pretty fine little warp. So the bigger the needle, probably the less frustrating it will be for you. Hannah's wanting to try nail binding. I bet she could use this for nail binding because they use a flat bone needle for nail binding. Anyway, we'll start and we'll measure and cut our notches and everything on Thursday. So just have your cardboard. You don't have to have it ready. One thing about this, doing it this way, and you can do it. There are two different ways you can do it. One way is to do it like this, and then you have a split in your tapestry up the trunk, depending on how far you go up. Another way to do it is to fill in the sides as you go. And then you would need several needles because you would need to be doing whatever you're doing over here and over here, as well as this one to go up the middle. So I'm going to have some space where it's not, where it's open in this one to get my tree. And that's why some people go ahead and let it be a design feature and pull them in. Maybe I'll do that sometime if I have more courage, but right now I'm just going to try to keep this one where everything is straight, even if there's a slit in the weaving. And I did choose a number of threads where I could go around from each side. I'm going over this one when I go this way and going over this one when I go this way. And that just keeps the edges neat. But you don't have to do that. It's just it also makes it easy for you to know which way to go because it's the same way every time. Okay, right. I think I'm going to go probably up to here and then I'm going to squeeze it, go in one notch. And then that's probably where we'll leave it until Thursday. I don't know. I wasn't planning to be, I planned to stop at 4:30. I guess that's what I'm saying. If I would talk less and weave faster, we could get more done. Bye bye, Barbara. Oh, no, you were saying bye to Lisa. I'm sorry. When you do the side fill-ins, do you somehow link the yarn from the sides to the image? You can if you fill it as you go. If I used a different needle, like a little tapestry needle, I could go in and link it. But typically you don't. You fill it as you go if you want them linked together. Yes, you could. You could weave with embroidery thread, absolutely. You can weave with with sewing thread if you want to. It would just take a really, really, really long time.
Really, really, really long time. And how close you set your warp threads together makes a difference in how long it takes to weave your piece too. These are set pretty close together. If let me find it here. This cardboard piece is like this. So it's about twice as big. It's like only having half as many threads. If I skipped one notch each time on here, it would be the same as this. And you decide based on what size yarn you're using, how close you want them together. So it might be better. Well, for tapestry, it wouldn't matter because you are going to cover up your warp threads. So it would be okay. Oh, thanks, Riri. Weaving like this is really fun. Um, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Saori weaving, which is it's just weaving your feelings actually kind of into the fabric, and you just pick up whatever yarn you want to weave and you weave whatever shape you want to weave out of that yarn. um no, you won't need pins, because you're going to loop it around the little piece of where you cutted your cardboard. Let me kind of show you just so you have an idea. See, and we're going to do the tapestry where you cut it off in the back and tie it so that you have it'll be more secure when you're finished. So you're just doing this basically like that. And then you will use your needle to go over and under and over and under for the cardboard loom. Yeah, see. Now I have seen people who stuck pins in the top rather than cutting slits. But if one of those pins comes out, you would be very unhappy. Of course, if one of these bends and messes up, you'll be very unhappy. So it could happen either way. But this is easier. You don't have to deal with pins. But I have seen people do it where they stuck pins in the cardboard, but getting the pins to stay put was kind of difficult. So when I teach people, I have them just wrap at the cardboard. You're welcome. Whoops. Okay, we're gonna go a few more picks, and then we're gonna narrow it up a little bit. One thing is, if you want to keep this straight, you don't want to pull like that, where you make it open wider. If that happens, just do this and bring it back out. You want to keep your edges straight. And that's something, no matter if you're weaving on that little rigid head of loom, you have to be careful not to pull your edges in. That's one of the first important things to learn when you're weaving is to keep your edges from getting pulled in. If you see kids weaving, lots of times their weaving will go like this because it's getting pulled in. Yay! Yeah, I do, Barbara. I would love to see what you do on your little loom. You can make a tapestry on any kind of loom. People weave tapestries on big floor looms. You know, big tapestries are woven on big, and some tapestries are woven on looms that stand up against the wall, and the warp threads come right down beside the wall, you know, and they can make huge ones that way. Rugs are made that way where they're standing up and all the warp threads come down and they weave from the bottom up. There are some rug weaving, or I would say tapestry weaving if I was going to be looking for videos. But there are some amazing videos of people making huge tapestries that are just really awesome. One thing you can do is draw a picture. What is this? I think this is oh yeah, these are tapestry needles to weave your ends in. But they take let me find something and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we'll just use a piece of paper here. Okay, we're going to pretend you want to weave this. Okay, then you would put your paper behind and you would weave up like to this line, one color, and then fill in over here all of this to this line, then maybe fill into this line and then do straight up, you know, whatever. But you can put, if you have a pattern in mind, you can draw something for yourself and put it behind, put it behind and tape it down behind your weaving, and you can use that to make your pattern. You don't have to do this kind of just out of the air like I'm doing it. You can have a pattern behind it. That's harder to do on the cardboard loom because you don't have the space. You could do it if you tape it down and then you warp your loom, as long as your paper is the same size as your loom so that you don't have edges getting caught. Anyway, that's something to think about too. Oh, that's a good idea, Mina. I've also seen people have on a big loom, and I've been wanting to do this, so maybe I'll do this on like a big picture frame loom sometime, where they warp the loom and then they weave one little square, whatever size they've decided, each day. And they make a tiny little weaving, whatever color or design they want in that little square for that day. And then the next day they do another one, and the next day they do another one, and they make like a calendar, one weaving a day for the year or 6 months or 3 months or whatever. I haven't ever done that, but I've always thought it would be fun. And I think it's called calendar weaving, but I'm not positive. But it's a form of, you know, it's tapestry weaving is what they're doing to do that. Oh, that would be fun too. And you can weave your background and then you can embroidery on top of it. Like you could weave grass and a sky and clouds and then embroidery your tree and flowers, or you could do a tree and then embroidery flowers and leaves onto it after you got the tapestry finished. You can add those things in on top. That would be fun too. Maybe I'll do that with this tree. Maybe I'll add leaves and flowers or apples or something on top when I get done. That would make your initial weaving a little easier to do because you're not trying to do all those little tiny bits of color. Plus, it'd be kind of fun to have a second step. Your imagination is the limit of what you can do. So many possibilities. That's right. Okay. This time, this is where I'm going to start my tree going in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go just like I've been doing, except when I get over here, I'm going to stop right here. So I'm stopping 2 threads in from my end, from my last end. And then I'm going to go around one of them and leave the last one alone. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And go around one. Well, I don't know about every day, but I'd be happy to work on that on Monday nights. Do y'all want to do that for a while? Different weaving stuff on Monday nights? We'll do it Thursday because Tanya's not going to be able to be here anyway, and then start working on them on Monday nights. I'd be happy to do that. We're about to run out of yarn here, and I'm going to have to add in some more. Sounds good? Okay, cool. That is true. And that would be fun. I don't think I have, well, actually these unplied yarns that I have here, the unplied ones are haven't been washed. So those have some energy in them. But you have to, when you do that, you just don't finish your yarn after you spin it so that the energy stays in, and then you weave with it. A lot of weavers like to weave with energized yarns that haven't been set. I haven't ever done it, but it does sound like it would be fun. I would have to make some yarn on purpose for that. That's wanting to come out. Monday football for hubby, Monday weaving for Teresa. That sounds good. The Monday night weavers. All right, we'll do that. Yeah, These are like these. None of these have been set. But the energy, they've set around long enough that the energy, until I wet it, like if I wet the tapestry and then block it, you won't see the energy in these until you wet the yarn. I mean, until you wet the tapestry, because they've just set around like this for a long time. If you wanted to weave it where you could see the energy in them right away, you would need to spin them and then immediately weave with them. I'm trying to get one more pass out of this. This needle's so big. Okay, we're gonna no, we're just gonna leave this hanging out right here. I'm gonna trim it shorter so we don't have to deal with it, but I'm gonna leave it hanging out. Okay. This was, none of these that I've used so far have been washed, so I enjoy spinning the yarn. I really do. What do you mean by set? When you finish spinning your yarn, you tie it up in a skein so it won't get unorganized, so it'll stay organized, and then you wash it in hot soapy water. And then you rinse it, and then you like blot out as much of the water as you can, and then you just hang it up like from a hanger or something and let it dry. And that drying it after wetting it sets the twist in the yarn. If you don't do that, then the twist is not set in there, and as soon as you put it in water, it's going to untwist. And so it really is cool to see what they look like. I just haven't done it yet. And weaving, you do the same thing. After you weave your piece, you wet it and wash it and then let it dry so that it sets the weaving. Yeah, you set the tapestries by like blocking and crochet pieces. Yes. Except a lot of times when people block crochet pieces or knitted pieces, they kind of pin them down into the shape they want. I guess you could do that with a scarf or something. You could do that, but typically I just lay mine flat and let it just dry like that. If you tried to block this, then you would lose that energy that she's talking about. Okay, where's the rest of that little piece? So I stuck it back in here. Yeah, you can, if you can weave it on a nitty knotty, or you can weave it on a yarn swift. I do mine on a yarn swift because the nitty knotty makes my shoulder hurt. And the yarn swift just makes it into a skein. It's not quite as accurate for measuring, but it makes the skein a lot easier. Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out what's the best way to. Okay, let's do this first. Not sure what. Okay, I'm just going to leave that alone. And we're going to pretend like. See, I always start from this direction because that's just, I'm left-handed. But I'm going to start from the middle here and go All right. No, I'm not. See, I'm having to think about this because I haven't done much of this. No, I want to start in the middle. So let's, okay, we're going to start right here. And you can see here that a little bit of energy in this, even though it's been wadded up and just sitting there for a while, because it's not flat. You know, it weaves. It looks almost like something that you crocheted and then you pulled back out. All right, we're going to pack this in because that was not helpful. Oh, you're sweet, Teresa. Okay, and I'm just going to go back over the top of this just as if I hadn't woven anything right in there, and we're just going to pack it down tight. And we'll, that way these two things will be packed in there. Uh-oh. Okay. This is not good. Okay. I'm going to have to undo that because it got, well, there's a knot in there, but we're going to leave it. We're just going to do it again here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Oh, Riri, sweetheart. Thank you so much. You're such a doll. You didn't need to do that, but I do much appreciate it. Thank you. Do a happy dance, a happy dance. Yay, Riri. Happy dance for Riri. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, now I'm packing that down there pretty tight so that it will hide it here. And you won't even know that we started with a new piece except for these things sticking out. But like I said, after I wash it, when it's finished, then I'll cut those off. Right now, they're kind of an annoyance, though. Oops. At least I think you'll be able to see it going in, you know, where I went in a notch. The there are ways to make it not so abrupt. But like I said, I haven't done this before, so I don't know them. There you go. I like to eat cows more, though. Isn't that a terrible? I'll get my wool from sheep and my meat from cows. How's that? Oh, bye bye, Barbara. Thanks for coming. Oh, I hope you can find it, Riri. How come the yarn ends don't unravel when there are no knots? Um, well, the setting of the yarn, when you set the yarn, it sets that twist in there, and so it doesn't unravel too much. It might some, but that's setting the twist that makes that happen. The next sheep is Shetland, Teresa. I've just barely started on that one, but that's what's next. Shetland. Will be sometime in November that one will come out. I'm just doing one a month. Cool. What kind of sheep does she raise, Dana? Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of spinners love Shetland. I haven't ever spun with good Shetland. I did have some Shetland wool that I got once. It was not soft at all. Some Shetland is very soft. Some Shetland is rug wool. So it depends on what you get. And that's the way a lot of different sheep's wool, just because you got one good or one bad fleece from that kind of sheep doesn't necessarily mean they're all going to be that way. They're all different. White ones and black ones. There you go. Oh, there you go. That works for me. Well, if it's spinnable fiber, I would spin it no matter what it is, just for the experience of seeing what it is. So far of the ones that I've done, Wensleydale has been my least favorite to spin. Um, as far as would I buy a whole fleece of Wensleydale fleece? But there are so many fun things you can do with the Wensleydale fleece. But I don't know if I would want a whole fleece that's Wensleydale, because it is, you know, I don't know. They're big fleeces. Yeah, you need to go take some pictures. That'd be cool, Teresa. Mina says she fell in love with the sheep with the fancy long strand wool. Wensleydales and Teeswater are the longest ones. You have Blueface Leicester and Leicester long wool, and there are a lot of them that have long locks. But the Teeswater and the Wensleydale have like long, long locks, and they're the ones that people make those like boas and things from, that are just they're incredibly beautiful. It's just not something that is my thing. I I haven't ever I barely wear a scarf. Now that would be cool, Jude. I would love to go to the Shetland Isles too. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Oops. Now, one thing you can do, you know, this is still making my tree basically go straight up. But if I wanted to, I could come out here. Let's just to show you. We'll just make a big knot in this tree trunk like they cut off a branch or something. Come back here. So we're going to take this one out a couple of extra. And then we're going to go back in. No, whatever size you want to work on. I'm probably going to cut mine about 6 by 6, just because it'll be an easy size to work with, to hold and all of that. But just whatever size you're interested that you want to do it. So we're going to make kind of a stumpy thing over here that or it could be a branch that just goes off, you know, all the way off the side over here. I don't know. But we're going to make this tree not be straight anyway. Yeah, I would love to go to one of those festivals. I've been to one little tiny wool festival, and I would love to go. There are a lot of them even in the United States that would be fun to go to. But I would just love to go over there to see everything. Okay. Okay, bye-bye, Barbara. On Monday nights, I come on at 6 p.m. Central Time, Jude. I didn't last night, which is why I decided to come on today, but most every Monday I come on at 6 o'clock Central Time on Monday nights. And we'll spend some time weaving for a while. Yeah, see you Thursday. We'll start this little thing on Thursday, and then we'll work on it on Monday nights after that. Okay. Oh, well, I'm glad you can do. I think you could do this, Riri. I'm glad that it's something you can do um, because everybody needs some kind of fiber, something they can do. Everybody needs that. It's therapy. Okay. Um, okay, I'm going to ask y'all here real quick.
Riri says, I'm going to use some embroidery thread I got at the thrift store. Lots of olive green. Cool. That'll be good. I think I'm going to go ahead and just work my way up and add a little bit more. And we're going to play with doing a branch off this direction just to see if it'll work. Hi, Letitia. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Are those the wedding ring shawls you're talking about, Jude? I can't remember where they make the wedding ring shawls, but they're lace shawls that you can run the whole shawl through the center of a woman's wedding ring. I can't remember if that's the ones done with Shetland or if that's something else. Okay, we're going to add another couple of threads in here to make this become a branch, or working towards it becoming a branch. Yeah, I would love to see one of those in person. I haven't ever got to see one in person. That would be so cool. I've watched videos about them, but I haven't ever got to see one in person. I'm glad we have videos so we get to see things that we can't see in person, but it would be cool. Let's not get this tangled up, Lisa. Uh-oh, don't want to do that. Come back, come back. I'm glad you were able to pop in, Letitia. Okay, I'm going to do this one more, and then we're going to go another set of threads. This may be a very weird looking tree, but it's my imagination, so it's okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to go all the way out to the edge this time.
Okay, now then, we have an issue here. We want this to go on up, but we need it to be branching off from the tree, not just suddenly having this huge tree. Does that make sense? Oh, thank you, Jude. Um, so I have to kind of think about that. I think what I'm going to have to do is leave some open space here and then fill in over here so that, and then come back and fill in with some sky or something. So let's go. Okay, let's do it this way and see if it'll work. I don't know if it'll work. No, because you can see behind it. See, I really should be watching something before I try to do this. Okay. We're going to do one more over here, and then we're just going to weave up here and leave this and come back to it from by itself a different place. That's how we'll do it. Y'all will get to see how I learn things. I learn things by doing it wrong and then trying to figure out how to fix it. Okay. So we're going to go here and here and here. And then we're going to go back this way. Okay. One more there. And then when we come back, we're going to go less. And go around this one. Looking for my fork. Fabric is more forgiving because it hides it. Yes, that's true. Yeah, this you got to figure out where you are, and so now I'm trying to make it go up like this. And then when we come back to work over here, we're just going to go back to here, or maybe back up like this towards this, and this goes out this way. I hope that's making sense. It makes sense in my head. We'll see if it actually works. Yeah, the singles, of course, you could, I guess, ply your yarn and overply it. I've heard of people doing that where it's that way it's thicker, but it still has that energy because you overplied it. Now we're just doing this last little 3 little threads over here. But I'm going to keep doing them a little ways so that it goes up. Okay, this is what we've got right now. So now I'm going to go just these two. Go under that one and then over that one. And then we're going to go under this one and over this one. Okay. And for this one, I think I'm going to put it on a needle and go ahead and thread it through because I think it'll get lost over here. Oh, thanks, Jude. Okay. Now then, there's our one branch. And because I don't want to waste this, I'm just going to go ahead and trying to think of where to start with it. That's right. Keeping your edges straight is a challenge no matter what you're weaving. That is definitely true. And I've got a bulky thing right here, but I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm just going to lock this in with this thread here. Get that out of my way. I'll mess up something. Okay, now then, see, we're making this a branch. I think I probably should have filled that in a little bit more. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Sometimes you can fix things just by beating harder in that spot. Which is kind of what I'm doing here. I'm filling in that space where I want to fill it in there. Yes, Dana, you can. I was showing that earlier, but I don't think you were here yet. You could, if you wanted to, like, this isn't a tree, obviously, but if I wanted to, I could draw, and then I could fill up to this line, and then I could use a different color to this line, then I could add into this line. So yeah, you can do that. Yeah, and you can use a Sharpie or something and just draw right on your threads. I've seen people do that too. Yeah. Anything that makes it easier for you, and especially with tapestry, because you're going to be covering it up. You're not. It's not like when you're weaving fabric where you've got some of your warp showing. You completely cover up your warp. I just wanted it to be, I guess, more organic. I wanted to be able to change something if I wanted to. I didn't want to be stuck with what I drew on the. Um, if I was going to do geometric shapes or something like that, I would definitely have a pattern for sure. Okay. Probably need to pull this in here so it's in the middle of my tree and not on the edge. Um, so there is the beginnings of a tree. I think when I start back, I'll do a little bit more here, and then I'm going to start making a branch, maybe go up here and one go up here. I'm not sure. But we are going to make more branches than that little one that just goes off the side. That's one thing about crafting is when you do a bunch of different kinds of crafts, they teach you things that you can use in your other crafts. If I wasn't doing paper crafting, I would never have thought to take a limb and just throw it off the edge of the tapestry. I would have wanted the whole tree to show up, you know? Um, so it's funny. Yes, I definitely will, Dana. I definitely will. Um, but it's 5:15 and I need to get off. So I'm going to stop right here. And Thursday we'll probably play with this just a little bit more, and then we'll work on a cardboard loom. That way people can come in for a while, and that'll give me something to do while people are coming in. And when most of us are here that are wanting to do it, um, then I'll pull out the cardboard and we will work on that. Thank you all so much for coming and playing with me today. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun, and I really needed to get out here and do something instead of worrying about, just normal life stuff. So thank you all. God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.